Now, the national football team Harambee Stars was in action in Mapinduzi Cup, taking on Zanzibar, and Kenya lost 1-0. And this is a match that Aboud Omar was sent off after getting a red card, and a match where the referee punched Aboud Omar. So I want us to take a look at that melee that Aboud Omar was sent off, and then the gentlemen in studio will be giving us their views on how that panned out.
Hivyo zonga mwamuzi kati ya Chano kumfuata mwamuzi kama panic. Kulia kama mwamuzi hata ng'ata jino kufanya maamuzi haya. Kati ya Chano imepokwa. Kenya wamechachamaa. Kadi nyekundu amepewa Abu Omar. Mfanya ameanzisha vurugu na yeye hataki mchezo. Abu anaonekana ni mtemi vile vile.
Well, that is Aboud Omar being sent off. Remember, Kenya lost that match 1-0. So they will not be playing in the final on Sunday. The final will see Burkina Faso take on Zanzibar. Hassan, let's get into that conversation on Harambee Stars. Now, is it a case of the referee being biased, or is it a case of Kenyan players being indisciplined? I know Ishtemi is itching to get onto that, but we watched that game together, and personally I feel that Kenyan players were not disciplined enough.
So two things. First, I was bothered by Aboud Omar getting that red card. I mean, as the captain, he should have led by example. So, of course, there's that aspect of Kenyan players being so indisciplined. Because, I mean, it took so long before calm was restored. But another issue that bothered me was the fact that, I mean, the referee got physical. You know, there are so many ways of sorting such a mess instead of getting physical. Of course, there was a bit of altercation here and there, but for the first time in a long time, I've never seen a referee getting that crazy, you know. He should have red-carded himself also. Aje unapiga akianguka.
Yes. Ishtemi. I know you watched the game, and I expected as much as the decision by the referee to award a free kick. We all saw that there was no free kick.
There's no free kick.
There was no free kick. It was probably the hosts trying to make sure that they, they get into the final. But I expected Aboud, as the man that is leading Kenya on the pitch, to at least, lead by example. Make sure that, you go talk to the referee, kando, umwambie, umweleze. But now you are leading your players to, surround the referee, and it got physical.
And he even grabbed the red card by the
end. Yeah, he grabbed the red card that he was given.
Well, I can term that tournament maybe like an unsanctioned tournament, because rules were not followed on both sides, whereby maybe emotions flew high. It was really a motive from onset, and we know maybe Kenyans fell into the trap of the Zanzibar sides because, they are the host, and, they say in Kiswahili mcheza kwa utuzwa, and, they will have done everything possible within their means to ensure that Zanzibar sails into the final. And yes, they have done so. And it looks so predetermined, because looking even, there were more alteration moments, because I remember also prior to that in the first half, there were an extension of like, I think 5 minutes or 6 minutes of added time. And there was a stoppage after maybe another scuffle between Harambee Stars and Zanzibar players. That showed a very bad picture to the entire continent and the world at large, because, these are just a warm-up to the CHAN that Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda.
Just to add on that, after the game was over, the goalkeeping coach, that is Arnold O'Reilly, also was red hot on the referee.
He had to be stopped by the
stewards.
Yeah, it is just absurd because, you know, we are trying to talk about disciplining the team. And also now, let's just dwell more so on the Aboud because Aboud is the most experienced player in this squad. I think over 12 years or so he has been with the Harambee Stars, and also having been given the armband a few years ago, he should have acted at least a bit matured. Of course, we know things were not working against for Harambee Stars side, but, you know, looking at the caliber of the game and where the game was at that particular moment, it was maybe theirs to lose because they will have frustrated the Zanzibar side to the core until maybe the final minute. But now, you know, they fall into their trap and, you know, they lost his heads. And, you know, by losing his head, he cost his team because they extended another 15 minutes after the 90 minutes. That's when Zanzibar scored the goal. And at the end of it all, you know, they are wailing and crying, and fans, you know, and other people who love football will judge them exactly what transpired there. Of course, the referee did it wrong. There's no way in the world I've seen a referee trying to hit a player, or rather punching a player, but that was just dramatic. And I think, like I've said, it looked like an unsanctioned tournament. That's why maybe the likes of Uganda withdrew from it because Burundi, because they knew maybe this one is not going to add anything to our preparation for CHAN.
Sedo, what do you have to say about what happened today? Actually, you said last week that Kenya will not get to the final.
It's a culmination of a lot of things that are happening into Kenyan soccer. And also it tells a story of a team that has not really matured enough to grace such kind of tournaments. Remember, this is just a precursor for bigger tournaments ahead of them. And you need to be mature enough, actually, to send a message of, remember, you will be gracing a tournament ahead of you as hosts. And what happens around hosts, actually, it's a lot of things. And that essence of you playing in Zanzibar, thinking that that favorism actually will play the day, should not actually marry your minds. If you go by where all this altercation come in from, is that mentality of believing that you are playing host, and any kind of officiation that goes against you is a kind of favorism, which will not be actually in the game of soccer. If that was the case to go, then home and away in the terms of league will not have been materializing. We have seen you playing at home and then gracing away, and again even you go away and win matches. So referee is just a human being like any other person. He can actually do all these sort of mistakes, but we have procedures. Remember
when we had AFCON and the referee ended the game at the, was it 75th minute?
Yes.
The 85th,
the Zambian referee.
Yes.
And you see, that did not call for the opposing team or the team that felt like being infringed to do all sort of the uncalled kind of sportsmanship in that particular game. They were composed. Of course, there was some agitative that were coming from the peripherals. The peripherals, fans and everything and all over. But and again, there are some procedures that I need to follow. Remember, the federation, the organizers of that tournament, they are watching. There are procedures that should have been put in place on how to follow there after that particular match. Of course, this is just a build-up, as Shitemi said. It's a precursor to a bigger tournament. You need to live with the value and more sort of essence, actually icing on the top of everything. Aboud Omar with the experience, and now he has been given an armband. He needs to live by an example. I understand that red card came way deep into altercation. Actually,
it was actually a yellow card.
Way deep into altercation. Just humble up. A yellow card is humbling you up to understand your essence, that you are a player who is manning up like a commander of that particular team. Once you have given a yellow card, we have seen even in big leagues like EPL and La Liga, a thing that everyone will see like, this is not an offense. But when you are coming up and you are given a yellow card, it humbles you up and you run away from that particular scene. You go complaining away.
So why do I also feel like the technical bench, Harambee Stars technical bench, did not cover themselves with glory? Because, I mean, you manage these players. Once that altercation began, Francis Kimanda and his team should have shouted for these guys to cool down.
Hassan, the problem with this, it was happening deep into the field. This technical bench is not allowed actually to invade the pitch.
Because it took so long.
No, you know what? This thing started way long before halftime. So when they went into the dressing room, that's the thing that maybe the technical bench should have addressed and told me, guys, we have this in our hands. Let's go there and just try to play our game. Let's not fall into their trap. Unfortunately, we lost heads and fall into their trap, and they won the match.
And you see, it also tells a story. Remember, way before even this tournament started, I need to tell you that Harambee Stars is not. Actually, the intention is to go into a tournament and carry it.
No.
That was the intention. That was the intention even before. And I was like, they needed to know that they were not ready even for this particular tournament. They were just using this tournament as a build-up. And if they're going to this tournament, of which to me, I'm disregarding it. Going by how it has been playing, if this is the tournament that you think that now you are becoming big and it's frustrating you like this, what about the bigger tournament ahead of you? And we don't have any other squad. I know even if there will be some changes, they will be so minimal in this particular team. To me, I'm writing off this week. One, from the level of discipline, it's a team that does not actually go ahead and represent us in Chan. And if it happens to go there, then we should even expect more worse things than what we have experienced today.
In addition to that, Sedo, mistakes do happen in football. And, you need also to abide to what the rules are. And looking on what has transpired at the Gombani Stadium, these players can end up inciting fans when you have this chant here. Because the action on the pitch will maybe make fans maybe feel infiltrated and try to do things that are awkward and maybe try to tarnish the chant maybe or another tournament that will be feeling that it's going to be like a wine for all Kenyans and the continent at large.
Yes, of course. When you talk about the national football team, that is Harambee Stars, we can spend the whole hour talking about what we expected from them in the Mapinduzi Cup. But remember, we'll be next week. We'll have to analyze what transpired in Zanzibar and give our views on what to expect as we head into China. I want us to take a short break. When we come back, I'll be telling you where Daniel Kariuki is, and also we'll be taking a look at the results from our slips from last week, as well as giving you this weekend's predictions. That will be after the break.